Well, good morning. I'm Ann Davis, and I was NSBA president in 1994-95. At that time, I was the band director at Millard Central Middle School, taught in Nebraska schools for 25 years teaching band, and I'm currently the Fine Arts Coordinator for the Sioux Falls Public School District in South Dakota, Cathy's hometown.
South Dakota.
I suspect that most people will think the most significant thing about 1994-95 was that it was the first year there was a female to be president of NSBA, and for me personally it just seemed like a natural thing to do, but it seemed to have had some significance to the membership. In terms of within the time period that I was president, I don't know that we made major changes other than trying to streamline meetings, facilitating good agendas, and really working on the organizational aspects so that those people who were devoting their time and volunteering their time, we made maximum use of that time.
Thank
Linda.
you. And I'm Linda Donohue, and I was president of NSBA in 1995 to 1996. And at that time, I was the middle school band director at Blair Middle School in Blair, Nebraska, teaching 7th and 8th grade band. I worked with some great staff in the Blair schools. At the present time, I'm retired and still find time to keep involved with this organization. And other music activities around. Anyway, the thing that I remember with regards to my year as president, first of all, was the opportunity to meet with and to work with the people that were on the executive board during that time. They were just wonderful people to work with, and I really learned a lot from them. And I remember one of the things that we kept talking a lot about, and I still hear it today, and I think it's so valuable, is that we're always trying to make bands better in Nebraska. And no matter who is the president or the leaders of the organization, I certainly see that by the people that they bring in for a convention, such as this one hearing Tim Lotzenheiser this morning, you know, again, valuing what we do as a music teacher with our students. So at this point, that's kind of all I remember about being president, but it was just a great opportunity to work with some wonderful people and getting to know these gals right here, talk about leaders, and just really, just very, very valuable. So anyway.
I'm Debbie Jenkins, and I was president from 2003 to 2004. At that time, I was the middle school band director at Millard North Middle School, teaching 6th through 8th grade. I am currently teaching beginners at 4 elementaries in the same district. I was trying to think back. The thing that I think the most is I can remember sitting out in the audience, like at the board meetings, or at the what do I call it? Not the board meeting, the membership meeting in the morning, and somebody on the board saying, you know, just step in there and do it. It's a great experience. Don't be afraid of it. And I'm so glad I did. Like I said, it was a real growing experience for me professionally, and again, just to work with some awesome people on the board. I also appreciated the freedom of being able to do some things as the president. The summer that I had the summer convention, I had connections having been in the 43rd Army Band, and I knew they were on tour. So we tried for that first summer to have a Friday night concert in the park, inviting also the city of Columbus, and we had catering come out and grilled hamburgers and everything right there, and tried to make it a real family event, and I thought that was kind of a fun thing to do. And also just having the chance, I brought in a big band from Kansas City for our March convention and tried something different there. So I enjoyed the freedom of being able to try some different things with the board supporting me.
I'm Cathy Keiser, and I was president in 2004-2005, and at that time I was the assistant high school band director at Millard North High School, and I still am the assistant band director at Millard North High School, and I also teach at 2 of our elementary schools in the Millard system. Probably one thing I remember about coming into my presidency is I followed the most organized president we have ever had. Debbie was responsible for getting a lot of our materials organized for us in our association with books and just making transitions from one membership person to another, from one presidency, so that was really nice. I think I concur with other ladies about being on the board is just, it's a wonderful experience. You really get to know how your organization runs. You get to know people. It becomes a family for you almost, as far as what's happening and what people are doing, and it really keeps you in touch with your association. So I would strongly also encourage folks to be a part of this board, and when you're asked to serve, because it's very meaningful, and like Debbie said, you do get to do some things that are really neat. Debbie mentioned she had the 43rd Army Band at a summer band convention, and I followed suit with the Air Force Band coming on in too. It was just such a neat experience, so you learned a lot from your colleagues, and very enjoyable. So, turning back to everybody.
I think the thing I hear all the past presidents struggling is to remember those tangible things, because the most valuable part of being a member of NSBA are the relationships that you form, and they're lifelong relationships. And I think about other areas of teaching, a math teacher or a science teacher. They don't know other people across the state, and they don't have that collaborative environment, and they don't get hugs from each other on a regular basis when they run into each other like we do. So really, when you think about the wealth of knowledge that the collective membership has, and the friendships that are lifetime, regardless of where you move to, I think that's the most valuable thing, and what we all keep closest to our hearts, and that's why those tangible things are a little harder to remember. They're important, they're significant, but it's those relationships that really, did you guys agree?
And was it hard work? Yes, there were a lot of nights
Sure.
involved, you bet, but anything that's worth doing it takes time.
And tremendous, as you say, the board. I mean,
Mhm.
gosh, people who are willing to give their time.
A lot of talent. You can take a little bit from everybody and really grow as an educator, professionally, musically, and the lifelong friendships, are just awesome. I was going to put a tag on, I think I have a one-of-a-kind situation. My husband will be interviewing later on, Dick Keiser, and I believe we are the only husband and wife that have served as presidents and for the Nebraska Bandmasters, and maybe in the States. We've done a little research and haven't come up with any, so
Oh, that's
yeah,
fabulous.
we thought Dick and I have come on board as husband and wife for serving. Anything else we think to add?